This is Stacy Higginbotham with GigaOm, and I'm here with Ted Morgan, the CEO of Skyhook, and we're going to talk about the future of location-based service. Hi, Ted.
Hi.
So why don't you just start off and we've talked about check-in and how once you get to a place, you check in, you're done, you put your phone away, maybe you enjoy the people you're with, but what else could you do with location?
Well, that's what we think is really neat is you've seen this check-in model hit the beginnings of mainstream. It's, what do you do when you're there and you've checked in? Right now you get points and you can kind of brag about it over Twitter, but that gets old pretty quick. It turns into a novelty. What we think is interesting is when you check into something like a sporting event at a baseball park and there's 200 other people there who also have checked in, what interesting games can you develop there in terms of fantasy leagues, trivia contests, social networking can start to develop inside that venue. And that venue could be a concert, it could be a movie theater, it could be a business event. That's where we see the new ideas emerging over this year as folks start getting comfortable broadcasting where they are and kind of signing up for an ad hoc group that's developed on their phone.
Would that require you to have your location then always turned on, and how do you convince people that that's worthwhile?
Well, I don't think so. I think that's what's neat about the check-in concept is you're loading up an app and you're broadcasting it. So you're actively saying, I'm here, and you want people to know that. So it's not sniffing around in your pocket and just letting people know where you are. You're saying, I'm here, and I want people to know it, and I want to join whatever ad hoc activities are happening here. So I think that's what check-in does, is it draws out this active user base.
And by ad hoc activities, could some of those generate revenue perhaps for app makers, maybe the people hosting the venue? What kind of business opportunities are there?
Well, it could be for the venue. We know that the Giants ballpark here is trying to put in place a big Wi-Fi network because they want people to order food and to do social networking in the event. I think it enriches the entire experience at a concert, at a movie, that, I think there's opportunities for money, but then there's also just opportunities that people want to go to those places more.
Okay. And let's talk briefly about Skyhook. What are the big challenges of doing location indoors, like at venues like this, given how you guys get location? You should tell people.
Yeah, so what we do is we try and make sure that location works on mobile devices wherever you go, whether you're out in the woods, in an urban area, indoors or out. And that's actually something that's really hard to do. And so we built a system that combines Wi-Fi and GPS signals so that as you walk into this building and you walk out on the street, you always have an exact location. And that's something that's very hard to do. It's one of the reasons that now you start to see these ideas emerge, because app developers can expect the location to work all the time. And only up until recently, that wasn't the case. You could check your location and be on the other side of town or get no location in the past devices. So this is just now we're getting to the point where platforms can let app developers try these new ideas.
Okay. And right now you guys make money selling the database of Wi-Fi hotspots, yes, to people to determine location?
We sell this location engine to device makers. So netbook makers, handsets, digital cameras, gaming devices, they install our software engine on the device. It does use this database, but it's this software that figures out where you are.
Okay. And recently we've all been hearing all the reports that, oh my gosh, Google is tracking Wi-Fi addresses as part of Google Earth. And obviously they've been doing this for a while, but that would have a considerable impact on your business, I would imagine, if they decided to kind of offer the same sort of service.
It would, and it does. They are actually attempting to offer the same service and giving it away for free to device makers. So yeah, Google's out there very aggressively trying to build a similar system to Skyhook. For us, the way we compete is our system is just fundamentally better. When device makers go out in the world and they test it in 30 cities across all these continents, our system outperforms it every time. And so for us, we just have to continue to be better, and we're competing against a 150, $200 billion company.
Sounds like fun. And currently you guys just won at Motorola. You have the iPhone, I think, and although with Google, the threat to you guys is that they could bundle it with Android. Yes, or something like that?
Well, device makers do get it free as Google's service as part of Android. And so device makers could take that free service, and several do. Companies like Motorola and Dell and even Apple want the system to work as good as possible, want the user experience to be as good as possible, so they've licensed Skyhook to do that.